It's fair to say one person who is 100% confirmed dead is Kanan, and he won't be coming back anytime soon, not like Tommy anyway. But could we see Kanan in the future in Hallucinations like we have in the past? I'm also talking the background of Lorenzo Tejada and where 2-Bit and Kadeem could come into this as well, answering your questions. So welcome back to Movie Bar and let's talk Kanan, Lorenzo, 2-Bit and Kadeem. So hope you're all having a great week so far. As usual, I'm just breaking down some key points, some key storylines, and I've got a couple of more videos left to do on Power and the storylines. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing a rewatch of the original Power series and do some episode recaps. But it won't be like the normal episode review and recaps that I normally do because we already know what plays out in the original series. It would be more looking at plots, how Power foreshadowed certain events, and things you guys may have missed. So I'll probably combine 2 episodes in one video and I'll be uploading that on Mondays. So it gives you guys time in the week to maybe watch the 2 episodes as well. So I'll be starting that next week on Monday. So let me know if you're interested in this, but I'll be uploading my first recap on Power Season 1 episodes 1 and 2 next week on Monday. And by the time Power Book 2 starts again with episode 6 in December, I would have done a full recap on Season 1 of Power, and I'll do Season 2 as well after Power Book 2 Season 1 finishes too. And for those who may not have seen my 2 previous videos on Tommy and Braden's sister, then I'll link them down below in the description and in the comment section. But with that being said, let's talk about Kanan first, because we saw Tariq having hallucinations of Kanan in Season 6, episode 15 for those who want to go back and rewatch the scene, because I know many of you will want to. And Tariq was texting Tasha back, telling her he was about to go home, and out of nowhere, bang, Kanan in a hallucination. And it was Kanan who was the one who pushed Tariq to be the one to shoot Ghost. He told Tariq, what do you think Ghost is going to do to Tasha when she pulls a gun on him, and that Ghost wouldn't see it coming if it came from him instead. So Kanan was the one who pushed Tariq over the edge and made him shoot Ghost instead. And there's also been rumblings with Kanan being on set of Power Book 2, albeit because he's the face of Power, he'll be making a return, but we all know he went out in a blaze of glory when Tariq set him up and when he took a couple of feds down with him. But could he reappear in Tariq's hallucinations sometime in the future? Because let's not forget, in one of Ghost's hallucinations, Kanan told him that he won after all. But did he, or was he just referencing his control of Ghost's son Tariq and ruining his family? Because there's no doubt that Kanan did groom Tariq to turn on his father and eventually take him out. This is something that Power did really well in the original Power series with Kanan, with the hallucinations, and it's something they've teased, and I hope they really do this in the future in the Power Book 2 with Tariq especially, and especially when he has to maybe kill Monet for example. Could he then just not see a hallucination of Kanan, but a hallucination of Ghost with conflicting information on what Tariq should do? Because then we really will know who Tariq is. Is he going to follow the advice of his father, or is he going to follow the advice of Kanan? Because there's no doubt that he's becoming everything he resented in his father. He's becoming just like him. Ghost had to kill Breeze because he was in the way of his future, and well, Ghost, he was in the way of Tariq's future because he wanted Tariq to hand himself in for Ray Ray's murder, and this is why he had no choice but to take his father out, who was pushed by Kanan telling him it had to be him. So this is something I really hope we see, because they did this really well in the original Power series along with various flashbacks, not just hallucinations. And this is what helped shape Tariq's character and what made him what he is today, and what made him actually commit the acts that he committed with Kanan's teachings. So I really hope we see Kanan in a few hallucinations and Ghost as well in a few hallucinations, because I'm sure if we see both in Tariq's mind, they'll be giving Tariq some conflicting information on what to do, and it'll be interesting who he listens to. And I feel Tariq definitely has to take Monet out eventually in a couple of seasons time, because this is what Ghost had to do to become the top dog in the drug business, and I feel it's something Tariq will eventually have to do if he ever wants to be in the top of the game. But having said that, in my opinion, Tariq does have a long way to go before he ever does this. He's still got a lot to learn. Even though we've seen him make a lot of smart plays in the first half of the season, there's no doubt that we're going to see some troubling times ahead for him, because not all will go his way, and it's going to be interesting to see how he handles these tough situations that come his way, because he hasn't really faced any this season apart from his mom's case, and he's handled that situation pretty well too with Davis McLean and Cooper Sacks. But let's see how he handles the situation with Monet in the next coming episodes, because one thing's for sure, Monet warned Tariq at the beginning of episode 4 in book 2, she wants her money on time, and when he's unable to get her money on time because Trace has stolen some stash of his, he'll have a few issues in raising money, not just for Monet, he'll have issues raising money to pay for Davis McLean as well. So let's see how he handles this situation and how it plays out. But something else I wanted to talk about was Lorenzo and Kadeem, because I got a question on my video yesterday about whether Lorenzo and Kadeem could be related, and I wanted to say on this one, this is most likely not the case. it just wouldn't make sense and will serve the storyline in any way, because the only way I see Kadeem coming back is either with Tommy or most likely in Tommy's spin-off in Power Book 4 Force, so I definitely don't think Lorenzo and Kadeem are related. But this did make me think about something with Lorenzo, so let's rewind it all the way back to the first episode of Power Book 2 Ghost. When Tariq was finding out about Lorenzo at the end of episode 1, he googled Lorenzo Tejada to find out information, and what happens when you google something? It brings up a list of things linked to the person, and it came up with Bust New York, reporter, a gang raid, and Lorenzo Tejada Jr. So who the fuck is Lorenzo Tejada Jr.? Does Lorenzo have another son called Lorenzo Tejada Jr. or is he Lorenzo Tejada Jr.? Could Lorenzo have another son with someone else that could show up at some point? But yeah, just thought I'd mention this. But anyway, Lorenzo, he was arrested for gang related crimes and a murder, and when his murder trial started, 2 key witnesses of the victim's family suddenly went missing, who were last seen meeting a lawyer who also went missing and presumed dead, and they described it as a mysterious death of the lawyer. So Lorenzo and the Tejadas, they went to great lengths to keep 2 key witnesses and a lawyer away from his trial to keep him out of prison, and 2 years after the drug raid led to the arrest and the conviction of Lorenzo Tejada, and his appeal for a new trial was officially denied when new witnesses emerged claiming to have evidence that would have absolved the convicted, but the judge refused to hear the testimony. Lorenzo was then convicted for first-degree murder in a unanimous jury decision, and 4 others were also arrested in the gang-related death. And well, who's this behind Monet? This has a striking resemblance of being a family member, a sister or a cousin, but there's no mention of her and we don't know much information about her or who this is, but I'm sure we could see her at some point in Power Book 2. But with that being said, let's just rewind it back to Lorenzo's case, because one of the 4 gang members could have been Frank, who came out on early release after he randomly showed up to the Tejadas, and Tariq and Monet, they both knew he was out early because he's a snitch, and Kane dealt with him instantly. But we don't know anything about the other 3 gang members, who they are, which family they belong to, and what connection they could have. And the other thing is, could 2-Bit be in prison with Lorenzo at this moment in time? Because I've spoken how they may well do a time jump in Tommy's spin-off and they'll have 2-Bit reunite with Tommy some way, so I'm sure they'll explain how he could get out of prison. But at this moment in time and the present day, could he be in prison with Lorenzo, and could he be the one to help Monet out and get rid of Lorenzo? Because in my death predictions video I spoke about how I don't fancy Lorenzo's chances this season, and well, if he's in prison for life, how much of a role can he really play sitting in prison for Power Book 2? Especially considering he's not being released anytime soon, so I definitely think that she'll have Lorenzo killed, and could 2-Bit be the one to kill Lorenzo inside prison for Monet? And again, this could just be an opportunity for them to connect the Power universe together with 2-Bit, Monet and Lorenzo, but I definitely don't think Lorenzo will be making it out this first season alive. He's not happy with the way Monet is running things on the outside, but I definitely don't think this situation in his mind will change on Monet, so Monet will have no choice but to get rid of Lorenzo. So with all of that being said, a lot of information, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know what you guys think down below. Firstly, do you think we could see Kanan or Ghost in Tariq's hallucinations sometime in Power Book 2? And what do you think about Lorenzo's background and why he's in prison? And Lorenzo Tejada Jr., who is he, or is that just a lost cause? Let me know your thoughts down below. Drop me your comments, thoughts or theories, and if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.